My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. We first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. We'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore. It's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. There's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. We've seen 4 eagle rays at once. Just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced, it hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, from being, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I've gone snorkeling a few times, or I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.
The goal at any given race is, of course, to win. And CrowdStrike, AWS, and DXDT were fortunate to achieve championship-winning results in 2020. We're extremely proud to be partnering with Operation Motorsport through our racing initiatives. Their program seeks to place military veterans in various positions inside a real racing team. The experience aids in their retraining, recovery, and rehabilitation.
So my name is Chad Failing. I'm a staff sergeant retired out of the United States Army. I am with Kevin Boehm under DXDT. You're getting creative. You're getting taught to think outside of the box.
We couldn't be more proud to be affiliated with this great program. In the spirit of giving back to the community and creating meaningful opportunities, we're committed to building a diverse motorsports platform with the amazing men and women who have served our country. The goal at any given race is, of course, to win. And CrowdStrike.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night. Those of you that tuned in last time know that I bailed out, didn't capture the pro late models. So tonight, we got a little bit of special racing going on. We're going to have the pro late models, and that is going to be followed by the Crown Jewel at Port Royale to close out the Outlaw Racing League season. This is the inaugural season. Got some new stuff that's going to happen next season, so stay tuned for that. We got Clayton in the booth as always. I'm not sure what Clayton is going to release tonight. However, Clayton, welcome to the show, my brother. This is a wrap of your first season. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, it was definitely a small field, but what an awesome turnout these guys have put together every week. Super thankful for all of our sponsors, for the other admins helping me out. Definitely got more than half the field. The field has almost doubled in new talent that we have come across, so definitely looking forward to season 2 kicking off February 21st. It's going to be our first Tuesday, and I wish it was tomorrow night. I'm excited to see it all unfold.
Yeah, man. So if anybody's interested in getting into Outlaw Racing League, what does one go about that? I know it's invite only. Do you guys have recruitment races that folks can attend?
So yeah, we went ahead and put up recruitment races for about a week. We invited pretty much top 2 or 3, even some guys further back that were just running very good but couldn't get through the field a little bit. We invited, the clean ones out of the group. Obviously a hosted race, not everybody's going to be on the same level, but we did our best to find the good guys and brought forth a ton of talent. We brought some big team drivers from a couple other big teams on here. We got a couple Apex guys, got some SLR guys. We got a nice field of cars coming, nice field of drivers for next season, that's for sure.
So where do people find out when you're going to host a recruitment race? Is that posted anywhere?
A lot of it we do through our Discord. My wife has, as much as she's tried, been keeping our Facebook updated as far as social media updates for sessions and where to find us, and keeping the Discord kind of relevant on Facebook. It's just the Outlaw Racing League on Facebook is our page. And yeah, she does her best to keep everything up there, and we kind of just, do, like I said, we do our best to get it all, keep it all updated so people can see what's going on.
And that's awesome. We got cars out on the track. They are in Tight Lines Apparel Quick Time Qualifying. Have a passion for the great outdoors and fishing? Tight Lines Apparel has all your fishing apparel needs for the whole family, from women's to men's and youth sizes. Family owned and operated. Tight Lines Apparel has a passion for the outdoors, and everything is custom made to order from tees to hoodie. Tight Lines Apparel is your one-stop shop for all your fishing apparel needs. Act now and use code SIMRACERSHIP for free shipping on your order. That's SIMRACERSHIP for free shipping. Be sure to give them a like and follow on Facebook and Instagram, and get the whole family set up with Tight Lines Apparel. Keep it tight with Tight Lines Apparel. So we have just about wrapped qualifying. Grant Wesley in that 88, driver out of Evansville, Indiana, at the top of the board with a 14.308. He's got his two teammates right behind him. That is Rick Gibson and Ryan Stillwell. We're waiting for Michael Vitale to take to the track, and that will be a wrap for qualifying. Getting ready for a great night here in the Pro Late Models at Cedar Lake. Coming up after this is the big event. You want to talk about that a little bit, Clayton?
Yeah, first off, big congratulations. The crown jewel tonight is not going to be a points race, but big congratulations to Grant Wesley. Dominate all season, really. Keep the car clean up front. Grant Wesley has clinched our points championship. So Grant will be receiving a little over $400 as P1's championship prize tonight. So these guys have not really beaten banged all season, but they've definitely done their best to keep it as clean as they could, but race as hard as they can. Grant is going to be our points champion. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming for season 2, like I said. But the race coming up tonight after this is going to be super late models. It is the Rumble by the River at Port Royal. So we got super late models battling it out for 50 laps around Port Royal here tonight.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Not a lot of guys with experience in the super late models, but matter of fact, Clayton, how about I bring Grant Wesley up for a chat if you have time?
Absolutely.
So we got the driver from Evansville, Indiana, Grant Wesley in the booth. Grant, this is Joe. You got me?
Oh, yeah, I got you, Joe.
So, man, when you started this journey not many weeks ago, the goal was a championship. My brother, congratulations. You have captured. Is this your first championship in a league on iRacing?
No, I've won several championships across the board in different leagues. Obviously, it's my first one here on Tuesdays with the Outlaw. It's their first season, so man, I am so honored to capture this championship. I mean, it really does mean a lot.
Yeah, man, and a little payday. I'll let you get to it with your Tight Lines Apparel quick time. Put you on the front row, man. Good luck.
Hey, I appreciate it, Joe.
All right, man. As we mentioned, Grant Wesley is on the front row. Let me get my cameras going here. He's got Rick Gibson to his outside. That's his teammate. Ryan Stillwell will roll off on the inside of row number 2 with Eddie Neal to his outside. Chris Cox in the 515 car will be on the inside of Scott Scheuer in row number 3. And Michael Vitale will round out your field of 7 drivers. 10 laps to get it done. We should have 2 heat races, and then we will go to a 40-lap feature, I believe. Welcome to Gears Unlimited, or to Got Your 6 Racing Network. Greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. As always, we are racing for awareness of veterans issues. See us play promos throughout the night, organizations that support veterans. So if you can donate, that'd be great. If not, you've come across a veteran, please thank them for their service. Be greatly appreciated as we are getting ready to go 10 laps. It will be Grant Wesley on the inside of Navy driver Rick Gibson. In the field, Michael Vitale in the 213 is an Air Force veteran, so I'd like to thank those two gentlemen for their service to our country. 88 car gets free of the field. Ryan Stillwell battling it out with his teammate Rick Gibson. Looks like that Stillwell working the bottom, as is Chris Cox in the 515. The driver out of Des Moines, Iowa. Boy, he is digging that bottom, Clayton.
Yeah, they're all really kind of single-filed right now. A little bit of shuffle there towards the back, but Weed Sport right now.
Eddie Neal
crash
on the front stretch. Saw Eddie Neal get sideways out of the corner of my eye coming off of turn 4. Let's take a look.
Man, this is tough without the iRace control software.
Oh, I'm sure. There is the 213 down low. You see the 318 in the blue and red car on the high side. Just gets into the outside fence.
Yeah, I have got to figure this out.
Updates seem to do some crazy things to software.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to log in here and it just keeps telling me there's no.
Grant Wesley, Ryan Stillwell, Rick Gibson, Chris Cox are your top 4. We will get the one to go this time by. The lights are off on the pace truck. We are on lap 4 of 10.
Oh man.
Pace truck will exit. Ryan Stillwell was able to get up and pass his teammate Rick Gibson at the start there. Stillwell last week right here ran the bottom almost religiously. Tonight he went up a little bit high, Yeah, he's working the high side a little bit. Green flag is back out. Grant Wesley out front. Stillwell and Rick Gibson side by side. Chris Cox into 515 pulls to the rear bumper of that 38 car. Everyone running a similar line. Corner exit is kind of exciting off of turn 4. It is Gibson. He's taking a peek underneath the 09 of Ryan Stillwell. Gibson on the bottom. Stillwell on the high side. Coming off of turn 4. It will be Stillwell in P2 as the 88, your champion, gets away from the field up front. Grant Wesley, driver out of Evansville, Indiana. Even though he's got a championship, he is still digging. Oh, Gibson got super loose. Coming out of turn 4, everyone drives away. Wesley, Stillwell, Vitale moves from the back to P3. Chris Cox was involved. Scott Scheuer in the 57 is with us. Rick Gibson falls to the back of the field. Looks like he caught that inside wall in between 3 and 4, Clayton.
Yeah, it's definitely. Sorry, I am trying to play catch up here and look at as much as I can. But yeah, Rick, not where I saw him a couple laps ago. Trying to bounce in between everybody and make sure everybody's still doing okay. No need for a yellow, but. Yeah, Rick was not there a couple laps ago. Didn't see what happened. I do see some wall contact there going into 1. These late models, man, they can push sometimes, and at a track with such tight corners, I can only imagine how hard these are right now.
Yeah, man. Wesley takes the win in heat number 1, followed by Stillwell, Vitale, Cox, Scheuer, and Gibson. Eddie Neal will finish in the pits. We will have 2 minutes of warm-up. Let's get a word with Rick Gibson. We'll pull the 38 car up into the booth. If I can grab him here. Let's see here. Rick, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Man, between in the middle of 3 and 4 there, you got a little bit of contact in that 38. What happened?
Oh, kind of got a little shallow there, and then checked up trying to avoid the wall, and then close confined spaces and race cars don't really mix well, so just got tapped in the back end there, but was able to keep it going at least and get the heat race over.
Yeah, man. How's the 38 feel?
It feels good. I was hoping the track really slicks off. Get some different lines going on and maybe some different opportunities to pass, but I don't know. Hopefully we can get the track there, but it's looking pretty tacky and quick right now. So we'll just see what we got.
Yeah, man. You guys will have it slick before no time. Best of luck, my friend.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man. That was Rick Gibson, the Animal Racing number 38 car. Let Clayton try to get race control things together.
Yeah, I have done an uninstall, a reinstall. This thing is not wanting to pull up. Keep getting this user error message. I have no idea what's going on.
So you're going old school.
I most likely, yeah. Hopefully a restart after this feature can get this thing fixed. I don't know. But yeah, license error right now, no users, not looking like it's going to be an easy feature for me, but it's not the first time I've had an issue. I'm sure I'll be just fine.
You'll work through it.
That's why we got two sets. That's why we got 2 sets of eyes up here. Ain't that right?
Yep, you'll work through it. We're getting ready for the feature. Chris Cox will roll off on the pole. Michael Vitale will be to his outside. Outlaw Racing League does invert the top 4 from the heat races. Waiting on Chris Cox to actually take the grid. There is the 213 Air Force veteran Michael Vitale on the outside of the front row. Ryan Stillwell on the inside of row number 2 with his teammate Grant Wesley to his outside. Scott Scheuer, Animal Race Florida, he is in row number 3 with Rick Gibson to his outside and Eddie Neal. So we got a field full of Animal Racing drivers. Chris Cox in the 515 will take us to the green flag. 50 laps to get it done here at Weedsport. I think I said Cedar Lake earlier. Weedsport. Pace truck should get the one to go this time by. We will prepare for 50 laps. I believe this track will slick off. There's not a lot of cars, but that is quite a few laps here at Weedsport. So we're about to see some great racing. This is Outlaw Racing League final night. Coming up next, we do have the Crown Jewel at Port Royale. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to the 515 of Chris Cox. Cox selected the inside. Green flag is out. Chris Cox is off. Michael Vitale on the high side in the 213. Cox keeps it down low. Think that low line is the place to be early, and he's making that work as he goes middle. In 3 and 4, Grant Wesley starting to come to the front in that 88. That is your champion. He pulls up in front of Michael Vitale into P2. And the 9 car of Ryan Stillwell threw it in. He got a little bit sideways. Everyone able to drive through it. Now the caution comes out.
Take a look at this. Look like Michael Vitale and Ryan Stillwell, I believe.
There is the 09 and the 213.
Oh,
Stillwell goes on the high side in 1 and 2. Coming into turn 3, the 09 just jumps.
looks like he gets on the brakes. Looking at his cockpit here, it looks like he gets on the brakes to avoid Grant. Just comes up in front of Michael there, trying to avoid his teammate. Or 09, I should say.
Chris Cox still at the front of the field. Grant Wesley in the 88 did move up 2 positions to the outside of the 515, so this will be interesting. And we made it to what lap, Clayton? Lap 2.
Yes, we did. We're good at that.
We will get the 1 to go next time by. All drivers still on the track. Chris Cox with the fastest time so far with a 14.648. Better than everybody else on the track so far in that 515 out front in clear air.
I guess all I had to do was give it a little bit of time. I stayed away from it for a little bit. Guess who's got race control now? Haha.
We're back.
Oh.
515 of Chris Cox is off on the bottom side. Eddie Neal into the wall on the start in the 318. The 09 of Ryan Stillwell. Yes, the caution came back out. All drivers will stop on the track waiting for the pace truck to catch up. Chris Cox will catch up to the pace truck here and get us our restart on lap 3 of 50. When you look at the cars on the track, I always find it fascinating, Clayton. You got Chris Cox from Des Moines, Iowa. You got Grant Wesley from Evansville, Indiana. Michael Vitale from New York. Gibson stationed in Ohio. Rick Scheuer is from Florida. Stillwell, I'm not sure, but drivers from all over the country. And once this league starts to grow, those drivers will expand all over the world. As the green flag comes out, Cox into the wall on the restart, just brushes the wall. The 88 car slides up behind the 515. We're going to get nose to tail. It looks like the 57 of Scheuer will be the first car to jump out of line. 38 car, it looks like that car's pushing pretty big into 3 and 4.
Yeah, 38 and the 9 is Stillwell, both synchronized push right there in 1 and 2. Oh, Vitale gets way loose going into 3, saves it somehow. Eddie Neal off the pace out of 4.
318 back on the loud pedal, getting back in the race at the tail end of the field. Chris Cox pulling away from Wesley. We got cars kind of scattered everywhere in the middle of 3 and 4. Bunch of cars taking different lines. I don't know if it's the cars, the tracks, but can Grant Wesley reel in Chris Cox, last time by, Cox faster once again. Wesley not closing the gap. On lap 10 of 50. This track will change. The setups, we'll find out who has long run setup in. Chris Cox, Grant Wesley up front. Rick Gibson able to recover. He's up 3.
I was just about to point that out. That 38 car is on a mission right now to the front.
Figured out that push in between 3 and 4, it looks like. Michael Vitale in the 213 has fallen back. Ryan Stillwell has fallen back a couple. Scott Scheuer has fallen back. Grant Wesley battle for the lead. Wesley on the bottom. Looks like he will get it done. Slide job. Will the 515 cross over? Not really enough room to cross over here at Weedsport to get a good run off that top side. Put your championship driver in the lead on lap 14 of 50. Chris Cox not giving up. 515 right on the bumper of that 88 car. Matter of fact, Clayton, while we have a chance, let me see here. Let's see what it looks like from trackside around Weedsport.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been talking to recently over the last few weeks, been getting really comfortable in a late model, still looking for the speed, hasn't quite figured out how to run a late model in the slick, but he's a lot faster than me in these things. That's the 213 of Michael Vitale. One of my Outlaw teammates been doing good both here in Outlaw and over at Friday Night Lights, also broadcasted here. He's definitely starting to get his feet in the water and kind of getting comfortable. Looking forward here. Rick Gibson has reeled in Chris Cox in that 515. We got a good battle for second here down the backstretch.
We will go live. Chris Cox, Rick Gibson battling it out. Looks like the setup on the 515 may be going away as Grant Wesley was able to pull away. And now Rick Gibson is to the rear bumper of the 515. Gibson on the bottom, Cox up high. Coming into turn 3. Gibson down low, slide job coming. Crossover from the 515. Can't quite get it done. Put Gibson in P2 and Animal Racing 1-2 as they run on the track. Chris Cox, he's got a way behind himself to the 213 of the aforementioned Michael Vitale. Trying to close that gap up to the 515. Another Animal Racing driver, the 09 of Stillwell, running back in 5th position. Scott Scheuer is back there also. Up front, Grant Wesley getting it done. On lap 26 of 50, we are halfway home. Your champion driver out of Evansville, Indiana, is up front. Looking good in that 88 machine. Rick, go ahead.
If you're Grant right now, you're hoping for this race to stay green. I'm looking at the interval here between his teammate Rick Gibson and himself. Rick has chiseled almost 0.4 of a second away. If we go caution, we might have a good battle for the lead here. What a spoil that would be to, on one hand you win the championship, but man, his teammate Rick is very fast in that 38 right now, and he is catching Grant Wesley.
So Rick Gibson behind the 88 of Grant Wesley. Chris Cox still running in P3. Now we got a battle for P4. The 09 of Stillwell pulls up next to the 213. That was going to be tight coming off of turn 4. You got two Animal Racing drivers in Stillwell, and little bit of contact between teammates. Scott Scheuer wants 4th. Those cars battling it out, the 213 of Michael Vitale, the 09 of Stillwell, and the 57 of Scott Scheuer. Chris Cox still, into the fence with the 57 on the inside of turn 4.
And as soon as I brought up Grant being caught here by his teammate, it looks like Grant found another gear. He's now pulled away another second on his teammate in second. Grant's running away with this one. Now Rick Gibson's praying for the caution.
Yeah, Rick Gibson in a comfortable second. Wesley out front comfortably. Top 3 are spread out here. The battle is going to be back here between Vitale, Scheuer, and Stillwell, I think, on lap 34 of 50. Looks like they settled it a little bit. Looks like the 213 gets loose on corner exit.
And they're now reeling in Chris Cox just a little bit. About a tenth or 2/10 faster each lap is that 213. And it seems as if he's going to pull that 57 and the 09 with him. See if they can't get Chris Cox involved in this battle.
213 on the outside, 57 of Scott Scheuer on the inside. Yeah, as Clayton said, they're reeling in Chris Cox for a podium finish. We'll go look at the gap here between Vitale and Chris Cox on the track. There is your gap. 213 is the white car down below. Chris Cox in third. Just went past the flag stand. On lap 38 of 50. Scott Scheuer still not giving up. Him and Michael Vitale are digging Vitale a little bit higher than the 57. Looking like Vitale's getting a little bit more sideways, and Scheuer's driving off straight off the corner. But Michael Vitale holding his own on lap 40 of 50. Grant Wesley still out front. He's about to encounter lap traffic by the 318 of Eddie Neal. Coming to lap 42 of 50. Wesley way on the bottom side, pulling away from Rick Gibson. Gibson in the 38 car has fallen back. I have almost 4 seconds from his teammate. In P2, Chris Cox. Another 2.5 behind Gibson. Yes, Michael Vitale, Scheuer continue to go at it for that 4th position. Seems like once these drivers get a rhythm, they get going, and you see some really good racing.
That's so impressive. Looking up here at the there's a new little box here on the iRace Control software that I'm loving right now. Total incidents. We've only had 8 this whole race. So late models at Weed Sport, you would think, I would even expect, even with this field of drivers, 10 to 20, and they're not even at 10. It's really good racing going on right now here with 5 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant Wesley at the front of the field, getting it done. Rick Gibson in P2. He's going to come up to that 318 of Eddie Neal here before too long. On lap 47 of 50, Chris Cox in P3. Starting to heat up again for P4. It's fun to watch. On the right
guys,
front of the 57.
Yeah, these 3 have not left each other since lap 30. I mean, 20 laps of just changing for 4th here, going 3 wide, 2 wide, crossovers. And
2 to
Michael,
go.
who says he's not a late model guy, is definitely holding his own against two very fast late model drivers.
You know what? Michael can drive whatever he gets in. May
Still
not
well
be.
into the wall. Oh, Ryan's.
No caution with the last lap. It will be Wesley. Gibson now coming off a turn 4 in the 38. Gibson will finish P2 and Chris Cox P3. We will get a word with your top 3 here momentarily. Michael Vitale, let's take a look here and see. There is the 213 battling it out with Ryan Stillwell. Oh, Stillwell got into the inside fence. Let's take a look. Stillwell pounded the inside wall. Gets up into the 09 of Ryan Stillwell got into the Vitale. We will get a word with your top 3. Waiting for the drivers to come up in the booth here.
Here he is, Chris Cox. Chris, this is Clayton in the booth. You got me?
Yes, I do.
Man, start on the pole. It seemed like as the track kind of went away, that 515 went away too, man. What happened up there?
I just didn't have. I think I just didn't have the right gear in for as slick as it got. Otherwise, yeah, this had getting better. They're getting better runs out of the corner than I guess I was, and I was more worried about just not hitting people. You know, getting them points. Just, yep, that's all it was about tonight, getting them points.
Yeah, either way, man, you secured yourself a top 5 payout. Gonna take a look at the numbers here. You're, I think you should be P3. Look like Michael Vitale had a last lap incident, but P3 for you there. I believe you'll be getting a couple $100, man. I can't thank you enough for being a part of this, man. Who do you got to thank on that 515 car for a podium?
Well, I gotta thank my one and only sponsor, MJC Desktop Fabrications. Hope we can add some more to these, some of these cars coming to this next season. I think there's a lot of potential over here in this league, and a lot of the leagues that I've run, I think there's a lot of potential in. And I'd like to thank you guys putting this on, all the sponsors behind this, putting this on, you know, putting up money for this. Joe coming back and broadcasting for us, that's very appreciated. That's it. And everybody we got for next year. I'd like to thank them. That's it.
Yeah, good looking field for season 2, man. It's only gonna get better. I knew it would with you guys being there to provide your input, and hell, half the rule book was written off of you guys' input. That's exactly how we like it. So thank each and every one of you guys for the input. But again, congratulations on a payout here for the championship. Looks like 3rd in points now that I've crunched the numbers. So a couple hundred coming your way. We'll handle that here after the interviews, man. But
Right.
again, thank you very much and congratulations, brother.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one, guys.
You as well.
38 car, Rick Gibson. He moves up 4 from his starting position, brings the Animal Racing 38 car home P2. Rick, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, all in all, it ended up being a pretty darn good night for that 38 machine. You had a couple of close calls there. Walk us through your night. How'd the car change?
Well, after that little incident there in the heat, I really wasn't all that worried with a 50 lapper coming up at the start of the main. I just wanted to kind of buy my time. I know there's 50 laps, so I figured let the field get spread out and start going from there. But yeah, once I got around Cox there, I was it looked like me and Grant were trading times, and it looked like I was gaining on him, and then he would pull away from me. But I mean, anybody who races against Grant knows that's a tough hill to climb, trying to chase him down, let alone pass him. So yeah, other than that, it's good night, good race.
Yeah, man, great race. You guys put on a good show. You got a big one coming up here at Port Royale in the super late models. How experienced are you in super late models?
Fairly decent. I'd say late models are probably the mod that I run the most compared to, the East Coast mods or UMPs or sprints or anything. So, I don't know. I've won there before in a different league, so hopefully we can at least be up front in contention for that one.
Yeah, man, I'm sure you will be. Who do you want to give a shout out on that 38 for your drive to a podium finish?
I'll thank my wife and daughter for letting me run with you guys when I get a chance. She's in there making a delicious dinner, so I'll probably get something to eat after this real quick. But all the boys back at Animal Racing, Grant Wesley, Ryan Stillwell, Scott Schroyer, Zane Walters, time in, time out. It's always good to run with them. Everybody else here at Outlaw who runs and participates, we have good nights, bad nights, and you take it for what it's worth, but it's a real good bunch of guys, and can't thank you for broadcasting this, Clayton for doing all the admin stuff, and Billy, and just everybody who puts us on, lets us out here and come out having a little fun.
Yeah, man, class act. It's been a pleasure, man. Great run.
Thanks, Joe.
Who do you want to thank on that 38?
Yeah, Animal Racing, Vicious Graphics. That's pretty much it. It's me and the boys, so that's it.
Right on, man. Good luck in the super late models.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man.
And last but definitely not least, your season 1 champion, the Iceman, Grant Wesley. Grant, this is Clayton up in the booth. You got us?
Oh yeah, I got you guys.
Man, what a finish, what a cap off to your first season here at Outlaw. Loved every minute of seeing you and all the animal racing guys on track, man. See started 4th on the invert, and you run up there and lead 38 of the 50 to win it. Quick time by 0.2 of a second, man. That 88 was on wheels. How'd you get it done?
Man, I was I don't know. I didn't know it'd go that smooth for me. Starting 4th, I knew what my teammates had. They had pretty good pieces for tonight, and they're always tough to beat. Chris, so we started the race off. Chris got out to the early lead, and the first 2 or 3 laps, I wasn't able to touch him. And then I started kind of shortcutting the exit of turn 4, and that's where I was gaining on him. And then he just, as the track started to slick off, the track slicked off, the better my car got. It was definitely a late race setup, that's for sure. I pinned it right on the head this time, but the car just got better and better. The midpoint of the race, I seen my teammate Rick Gibson in the mirror. It kind of seemed like he'd be better on one end and I was better on the other. We kept trading, the F2 back and forth, but there at the end, like I said, that car came into me and it was on rails around the bottom. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looked like I think I might have given him a little bit of the broadcaster's curse. Who saw he was kind of catching you there and narrowed it down to almost just a second once he got around Chris Cox, gained about a second on you. And then as soon as I said that, I feel like you found a second gear in that 88 car and drove away to 5 and 3/10 of a seconds on P2 for the win, man. Who do you got to thank on that 88 for not only another feature win, another 10 added on to your championship pay here, but for overall for the season?
Oh man, where do I even start? Clayton, man, I mean, this league's awesome. I know you got a lot of guys helping you behind the scenes and stuff, but I really appreciate everything you guys do. As far as the championship's concerned, it's pretty awesome. There's a little bit of extra money involved. I can guarantee that's going to go straight back into my rig. It's very much appreciated. I'd like to thank, the sponsors, A&J Landscaping, Gears Unlimited, and Billy Roberts. Billy does a lot for these leagues, and it's really appreciated for sure. The Vitali Motorsports, thanks Mike and Anthony for everything you guys do. Tightline Apparel, Clayton, once again, thanks to you. Thanks for the admin control. Joe with Got Your Six Racing Network. Thanks for the broadcast. I look forward to watching them back, especially this one being, capping off a championship. It's pretty awesome stuff. I'd like to thank just the guys that come out on a regular basis. I know next season the car counts are going to be up. I ran some practice races with a lot of those guys, and there's going to be stiff competition next season, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'd like to thank my teammates at Animal Racing, Rick, Scott, and Ryan, and Zane. I'd like to thank my friends and family for watching, and my girlfriend, Brittany.
Yeah, man, you got a championship pay coming your way. Also, Tight Lines Apparel is gonna get you. Got to get your hoodie size. Get you a championship hoodie with your name, car on the back or front. 2022 Season 1 champion. Get that shipped out to you as soon as I get all your info, and hopefully we're making you another one here for the end of Season 2. Again, just remember we're not starting February 14th. We'll let you. Sounds like Miss Brittany has let you off the hook quite a few Tuesdays. Next Tuesday being Valentine's Day, she deserves a night with the Iceman. So February 21st, hopefully we'll see you back for. Well, I know we'll see you back for Season 2, but maybe we'll kick off that first Tuesday with another winning interview. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully we can kick off Season 2 right where we left off Season 1. That's the hopes for sure. Thanks for letting me off the hook with Brittany. She probably would have hung me if I would have been racing on Valentine's Day. So, yeah.
Yeah, we most definitely would not have Grant Wesley in the booth at all next season if we went through with it. So I'm glad Billy brought that up to me today. I didn't even pay attention to the date. He just brought it up today. Don't you think we should take off next Tuesday? And I completely forgot. And even worse, it's my wedding anniversary. So yeah, I would have been probably messaging you for an extra bedroom to sleep in. My wife definitely would not let me sleep in our house if that would have happened.
I got an extra room, but I totally understand. Billy's a genius.
Yeah, buddy. Well, I will get down there to race meetings here in a bit and chat with you, but congratulations again on a season championship, man.
Hey, thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there are the pro late models coming up, the super late models in a crown jewel event next. Clayton, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will be at Port Royale.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text actually from my stepmom. It's like, "You need to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam." All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, "Adam's dead. Adam's dead." He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it from the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life. It was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. It's like, that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah. He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service. But at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody! I am so excited. My heart's pumping, my hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jack Jackamek. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other, and it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Soldiers, sailors, airmen and women enlist in the armed forces for many reasons, including a sense of duty, patriotism, the adventure, travel, and adrenaline. Many continue their military service because they discover a brother and sisterhood, an identity, a team. When service members are injured or wounded and can no longer perform their military duties, they quickly find themselves removed from their team, no longer serving the purpose for which they trained.
I came back from Afghanistan in 2013, and it was kind of a trial and error of finding out, after the military, what's next in life.
Being forced to leave a military career filled with purpose and pride can be challenging. Some challenges may leave lasting scars. An illness, wound, or injury can make anyone question their worth and sense of belonging after military service.
35 years in the Army, and I needed something to transition into. And so from that transition came an idea, and the idea was this.
Even though a military career may be coming to an end, or already ended, recovery can occur in the most unexpected places with unforeseen opportunities. Recovery, whether physical or mental, has no defined beginning or ending. It may last a lifetime.
For me, one of the biggest surprises that I found out going through it was that it's not like the flu where, you get sick and then you get better. You're never cured. And that's so frustrating. It's so hard to tell someone that. And it's so easy to slip back, and every single time you have to find a new way to fight it, it's a different monster every time you battle it.
This can feel daunting to a warrior who is suddenly forced to leave everything they know, trust, and love, finding themselves at the beginning of an unknown and possibly frightening new journey. Welcome to the world of motorsports.
We're in the right place at the right time in our lives to be able to take these guys that are wounded and put them in front of people that can actually show them that there is a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood within the motorsports industry, that there is potential for career opportunities for them if they have the skill set.
Motorsports offers an opportunity to regain that sense of identity within a safe, fast-paced team environment, providing a renewed sense of purpose. It has many facets, all created by teams working together for success on the track. Like in the military, in motorsports the goal is in accomplishing the mission, winning as a team, collectively celebrating the successes and supporting teammates through the losses. Through motorsport opportunities, Operation Motorsport assists medically transitioning service members and veterans with discovering new ways of achieving a renewed sense of hope, purpose and pride.
Besides the basic brake changing, oil changing, tire rotation, I've actually learned how to assemble and disassemble some engine parts, change some axles, do some alignments and stuff. So give it a try. You never know. This was nothing that I expected. I did not expect to be fully suited, jumping over a wall while cars are going 100 and something miles an hour.
From motors to media, tires to tickets, and hot laps to hospitality. Operation Motorsport provides beneficiaries the chance to become immersed within professional motorsports and provides them with the opportunity to find out firsthand what captivates their imagination and interest. These opportunities provide an avenue of discovery within the motorsports immersion or diversionary therapy programs, all within the Excite, Engage and Empower recovery programs. Operation Motorsport also offers virtual engagements and recovery opportunities through an iRacing league, engaging beneficiaries in a safe, competitive environment from the comfort and safety of their home. Meeting other like-minded people, service members and veterans on the virtual racetrack, opening the doors to Motorsport Academy programs that prepare beneficiaries for their first encounters at the racetrack, and possibly leading to a day when they can get behind the wheel.
A team environment's a perfect place for people like us to kind of get back into some kind of normalcy when you go through a lot when you get medically discharged. And it kind of sucks and you put through the ringer, but I feel like what Operation Motorsport's doing is just something that's just really valuable.
Operation Motorsport prides itself in keeping beneficiaries engaged after the race weekend, throughout their recovery and beyond, through our recovery programs, or as a member of the 22 pit crew. No matter the background or story, Operation Motorsport is always there to listen, provide a safe and comfortable space, and a trusted circle of confidence that is open and honest about what difficulties may lie ahead for those transitioning out of a military career. Operation Motorsport believes in the power of team, identity, and purpose.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their family's permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it, because I didn't want to look internally. I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity, right now. History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. We brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
On this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. This hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud, because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money, and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Tight Lines Apparel Quick Time Qualifying here at Port Royale. We're getting ready to get underway. Have a passion for the great outdoors and fishing? Tight Lines Apparel has all your fishing apparel needs for the whole family, from women's to men's and youth sizes. Family owned and operated, Tight Lines Apparel has a passion for the outdoors, and everything is custom made to order, from tees to hoodies. Tight Lines Apparel is your one-stop shop for all your fishing apparel needs. Act now and use code SIMRACERSHIP for free shipping on your order. That's SIMRACERSHIP for free shipping. Be sure to give them a like and follow on Facebook and Instagram, and get the whole family set up with Tight Lines Apparel. Keep it tight with Tight Lines Apparel. All right, here we go. A little bit different than our last race, Clayton. Currently at the top of the board, Scott Scheuer in that 57 machine. 18.769 for Scott. Ryan Stillwell, his teammate, is P2, 18.794. Watching the 213 of Michael Vitale, he's P3, 19.678. Chris Cox out on track in the 515. Let's see how Chris Cox can do. Gets into the wall there. 18.737 by the 515. Puts him at the top of the board. Grant Wesley out on track in the 88. Coming to the line, Rick Gibson, top of the board, 18.569. Grant Wesley, P2, 18.585. Eddie Neal in the 518, out on track. 6 quick, 19.235 for Eddie Neal. Couple of cars still out on track, taking some practice laps here as the 88 shuts it down. 318 of Eddie Neal, he shuts it down. Everyone has qualified. It will be Rick Gibson in that 38 car with an 18.569. Rick Gibson ran a good race last race. Runner up to his teammate Grant Wesley. Those two will start at the front of the field. Looks like we got about 2 minutes left before we go green here. Let's see if we can't get a word with Scott Scheuer, maybe. Scott, this is Joe in the booth. You got me?
I do, sir. Go ahead.
How'd that track feel?
Slick and greasy.
Man, I love Port Royale. It can be technical at times, but man, I really like this track. What are you looking for out of that 57 tonight?
Well, you know, this track has a tendency to get top dominant, so we're just going to try to keep it out of the wall and see if we can't stay clean and be there at the end.
Yeah, man, that top, it does get top dominant, but that top gets super rough. Kind of interested to see how the new iRacing update plays out here. Maybe looking for a report here later on in the night from you, man. But wish you the best of luck, my friend. Go out and do your thing.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Scott Scheuer, Animal Racing driver. Who haven't we heard from? Let's pull up Michael Vitale. Michael, this is Joe in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Man, how is the track?
The track is good. I don't know about the driver, but the track's good.
Man, you know, Clayton and I were talking on the previous broadcast that you had said you're not a pro late model driver. You can drive anything you get in, my friend. Man, Go ahead.
No, I said I enjoy anything I get in. It's always fun.
Yeah, man. Been watching you since the beginning, and it has been an absolute joy, man. What are you looking for tonight here at Port Royale?
I'm looking to see if how long the outside holds up with these cars. So I want to see if the bottom's going to play a factor in this race or not.
All right, man. I wish you the best of luck. I'm interested in the iRacing update, so I'll be looking for a report on that to what we have looking forward to here. So good luck, man. Take the 213 to the top.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go. We will have one heat race, it appears, and then a 50-lap feature. Rick Gibson with the Tight Lines Apparel Quick Time Award. See, once the cars come on the track here, we'll get a, he is there. Rick Gibson on the front row in the 38. Grant Wesley in the 88 to his outside. Chris Cox in the 515. We'll start on the inside of row number 2 with Scott Scheuer to his outside. Row 3 finds Ryan Stillwell in the 09 with the 318 of Eddie Neal to his outside. And Michael Vitale, who we just talked to in the 213, will roll off P7. All right, Clayton, what are we looking for?
I think Scott there nailed it. Who's going to be able to go up top and stay out of the wall consistently, I think, is going to get it done here.
We're about to find out, as this will be our only heat. Then we will go to the feature. It will be Rick Gibson with his teammate to his outside. 10 laps to get it done. Kind of interested on the new iRacing update. Supposedly they did some work on dirt cars. Heard some talk. I didn't read it myself. Kind of interested in what that's all about.
Yeah, I read up on it quite a bit. It's looking like a real tire model for these things. Tire wear could possibly be a real deal. The track rework as far as when it's slick. When you see guys, you know, how are they running the slick right now and being fast? That's apparently going to go away. The slick is going to become way more realistic. Tacky's going to get faster. There could be a potential real cushion. So I think dirt racing's about to get a very, very good update. Very well deserved. Far too long.
Green flag is out. It is Rick Gibson to the point with Grant Wesley, his teammate, to his rear bumper. Gosh darn, that top is fast. Wesley, rocket ship off the top of turn 2 to the lead. 88, followed by Rick Gibson in the 38. The 515 of Chris Cox. Scott Scheuer battling it out with Ryan Stillwell. Eddie Neal and Michael Vitale are running the middle here. Up front, Clayton, that 88 car hit that top side and was gone.
Yeah, Grant rocketed around his teammate there off of 2 on the first lap. I swear there's nothing he can get in and not be top 3 fast, if not the fastest. Grant putting on a clinic right now in the heat race. We'll see. Looks like he's 0.2 of a second over the whole field on the best lap here. We'll see if he can keep that speed up as that top starts to wear away for the feature. Got 50 laps around here. I think it's going to slick off quite well. We'll see who can keep it clean.
We are on board that 88 car. You can see he's running up next to the wall. We'll see him a lot closer than that coming up. Wesley, now Cox. What happened to the 38? Scheuer, Gibson, Cox, and Scheuer got by the 38 car. Putting Rick Gibson back to P4. Ryan Stillwell in the 9 car is back in P5 on lap 6 of 10.
Yeah, he ran the bottom there for a few laps. That's how Chris and Scott got around him. Now falling in line, running up top. Looks like he's going to peak to the bottom here again. But that top's just so fast right now here at Port Royal. He's got to stay up top if he wants to maintain position. I think he's got a pretty decent gap to Ryan Stillwell behind. He shouldn't fall back anymore here with 3 to go here at the line, but you never know.
On lap 8 of 10, Grant Wesley is somewhere in the same zip code as those following him, but just barely. Chris Cox in P2. Now he's pulling away from Scheuer. Scheuer and Rick Gibson, Animal Racing teammates, battling it out. Ryan Stillwell in the 09 car, running in P5, Eddie Neal and Michael Vitale.
3-second lead for Grant at the line last lap.
Vitale just trying to get a hang of the super late model. Grant Wesley checking out on the field. You are not missing anything up front. Except that 88 car hitting his line every time. Cut down a little bit low there, coming to the flag. Wesley, Chris Cox. Scheuer ducked to the inside. Can't get it done. Wesley, Cox, Scheuer, Gibson. Stillwell, Eddie Neal, and Michael Vitale. That rear spoiler here is going to be crucial at Port Royale when you get running those high speeds up high. As the cars will come out for 2 minutes of warm-up time. Clayton, did you have a time to jump on Port Royale in this in the super late model?
No, well, yeah, I've been in here in a few hosted races. Don't have a setup. So, gonna run the feature here. Why not get out there and throw down with my guys? I love admin, putting this stuff together, organizing all of it, talking to all the guys, but, I don't run with them a lot. So, definitely gonna go out there and throw down here for the feature and see what it's like down there on track.
Yeah, man, that's super cool. That's one thing that I didn't anticipate once you start running a league and broadcasting, the amount of racing that you no longer get to do. Kind of cuts into that time for sure. So, yeah, man, every second you can get out on the track with those guys would be pretty cool. Michael Vitale turning some laps in the 213. Yeah, he almost goes around, gets into that outside wall. He's trying everywhere in that 213. Trying down low, up high. Let's go on board. I think he'll shut it down. Eddie Neal is out on track. Ryan Stillwell. That will conclude warm-ups. We're about to go 50 laps for your feature for the night. This is a crown jewel event to end season 1 of the Outlaw Racing League. Clayton, congratulations on a successful first season. Man, I got to tell you that there is so much goodness coming your way after this season. You've put together quite the show here, so that's great to see, man.
Yeah, I absolutely thank you for that. I could not get it done without really everybody in this Discord, not just the admins, but a huge thank you to them. Michael Vitale, Eddie Neal, Jason Henry, Billy Roberts. But man, these drivers just all around have given so much input from restarts to formats to track states. I mean, these guys have helped me with everything. I cannot thank them enough.
Yeah, man, it's good to surround yourself with a good group of people. We got Rick Gibson on the start of the front row on the inside. Scott Scheuer's to his outside. 515 of Chris Cox and Grant Wesley will occupy row number 2. Ryan Stillwell, Eddie Neal in row number 3. Michael Vitale in the 213 with the 43, your admin. Clayton Hack will roll off at the tail end of the field. 50 laps to get it done. There are no points on the line, but there is cash on the line. So these drivers are running for a little extra payday here tonight. The pace truck is off. Waiting for Rick Gibson to start. Got his teammate to his outside. Coming out of turn 4, we are underway for the 50-lap feature. It is Rick Gibson, opens up a lead. Scheuer in P2. Chris Cox dives down low, as does the 09 of Stillwell. Couple cars trying to work the bottom early here. While they can, we saw that not work very well in the heat races. As Grant Wesley is now moving up, the 88 is about to pass the 515. Chris Cox will get to the outside. We are nose to tail on the high side. Wesley closes in on the 57 of Scheuer. That will bump the 88 down low. Rick Gibson out front. Scott Scheuer, P2. Chris Cox now battling it out with the 88 of Grant Wesley. Ryan Stillwell in the 09 nose to tail. Clayton Hack in the 43 moves up a couple positions. Eddie Neal and Michael Vitale battling it out. Up front, Chris Cox, he's down low once again, currently running in P3. Slides up, no room. Makes contact with the 88. Let's take a look.
Look like, I was about to say, it looked like the 515 from my point of view.
Let's take a look here at the 515 of Chris Cox. He's got the 88 car to his outside. Chris Cox has the wheel actually turned to the left, and the car pushes up the track. Wesley trying to get around him, nowhere to go. Into that outside wall goes the 515. The 09 contacts the 88. Rick Gibson at the front of the field with his teammate to his outside. That is Scott Scheuer.
Man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That was definitely a big wave of luck thrown my way there.
You got through there. It looks like you made a little bit of contact. We will get the green flag next time by.
Any bets on how many laps until Grant Wesley passes me?
F43 is looking good up front.
Yeah, let's hope we can keep it up here. I gotta get up top quick, that's for sure. Had a teammate on my outside, gonna have to see what he does here, but I know I gotta get up there. The bottom's not the place to be.
Yeah, I'll be your spotter. Chris Cox made the bottom work a little bit. Green flag is back out. We're underway. It is Rick Gibson at the front of the field. Scott Scheuer, P2. Clayton Hack, P3 in the 43. Eddie Neal in the 318 is running in P4. Grant Wesley comes off the top once again like a rocket ship. That 88 is getting that top to work a little hard that time in 1 and 2 into the wall. This is your Outlaw Racing League champion in the 88 car, currently running in P3. Slide job coming into the outside wall. A little bit too much. Clayton Hack in the 43 able to hold on to P3. Rick Gibson up front. Scott Scheuer, P2.
Oh, I followed him right into that one.
Clayton Hack into the outside wall. Exact same place as Grant Wesley. Eddie Neal battling it out with Chris Cox. Chris Cox has fallen off the pace. Ryan Stillwell is still in the pits, I guess, or disconnected. I'm not sure which. We're on lap 9 of 50. We have a long way to go. 38 car, Rick Gibson, able to hold on to the lead so far. He's got his teammate right behind him. That is the 57 of Scott Scheuer on lap 12 of 50. Grant Wesley moves up to P3. Clayton Hack moves up to P4. He's up 4 from his start. Chris Cox in the 515 running in P5. Michael Vitale, Eddie Neal round out your field. Up front, looks like Gibson is pretty comfortable at the front so far. The track will change. You can see the entry into 1 and 2 starting to get slick. Once that cushion pushes up towards the wall, the top side is fast, but it becomes pretty rough. Chris Cox involved. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that was all me.
Running behind Clayton Hack.
Oh, now I'm looking to give myself a penalty and put it in the wall.
Into the outside wall. Hits the drop off at the exit of turn 4. There's a little drop off there where I guess the real pit road comes in. Hack makes contact with the 515. Clayton actually gave himself an EOL. Meanwhile, up front, Gibson, Scheuer, Wesley, Chris Cox. I'm not sure if the 515 went in for a quick repair. No, that hood is buckled up, and his right fender is kind of damaged there. See how the 515 runs once we go back to green. Trying to get a look at that 515 car there. Lights are still on the pace truck. Lights are off. We will go green next time by. Pace truck will exit here at mid back stretch, leaving the field to the 38 of Rick Gibson. Rick Gibson selects the inside to start. And we are back underway. Gibson off the bottom of turn 4. Good restart by the 38. 88 of Grant Wesley's going to dive down low. Can't get the bottom to work. We may have given a spot to Chris Cox. 515's trying to press the 88 down low. That 515 car is damaged. We're not sure how good that ride is handling. You can see the hood buckled up as Scott Scheuer goes for the lead. Slide job coming. Scheuer, the 515, makes contact with the 38. There is Gibson on the high side. Boy, bad net code to see that rear spoiler buckle as he was quite a ways from the wall there. 515 behind the 38, just gets into the rear end and sends the 38 around.
So 515?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Scott Scheuer takes over the lead now.
Rick Gibson was the leader, so when he comes back out on pit road, Rick Gibson will maintain or regain the lead, I should say.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gibson will get his spot back. Scott Scheuer will start on the pole. Rick Gibson will go back to P.
Should go 1. It's the last completed lap.
At the front of the field. Yeah, I do not have that detailed. SDK is not as good as
All
your
good.
stuff. So here we go. Gibson will get his spot back. 57 of Scheuer to his outside. 88 of Grant Wesley is running in P3. Now the 213 of Michael Vitale has worked his way back up through the field. Pace truck is off on lap 16 of 50. Still have a long way to go. Back underway. Gibson on the bottom. Teammate doesn't leave him room on the high side. 38 down to the bottom. Will he slide up and get to the outside? Yes, he will, as will Scheuer. Grant Wesley on the high side. Scheuer dives out of line. He's going for the lead. Slide job by Scheuer. Grant Wesley and Michael Vitale involved in an incident.
Yeah, it looked like the 213 right in front of me there slid up, got into Grant, but I don't have a bird's eye view on that.
Let's take a look. You got the 88 running behind the 38. Cut down to get underneath the 38. 88 coming down, 213 going up is what it appears to me. That 88 trying to get underneath his teammate there mid-corner. Coming off the cushion, you can see the wheels turn to the left. Yeah, I think if the 88 stayed up high, they don't make contact. 88 cut down to get underneath the 38. So I think one was coming up, one was going down. Your call, but my opinion is no call.
Guess I'm dropping to the back for something too. I think because we didn't complete a lap just yet, maybe. Looks like Eddie Neal in the pits.
So Rick Gibson will keep the lead. Scott Scheuer P2, Vitale P3, Clayton Hack P4, lights are off on the pace truck. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to Rick Gibson, animal racing driver, active duty Navy, stationed in Oklahoma. Good start by Gibson. Scheuer pulls up to his outside. 38 will slide down low, get back to the outside. 57 over rotates a little bit. That will give a run for Scheuer. Slide job coming from the 57. Crossover coming from Rick Gibson. It will be Gibson at the line. He's able to hold off Scheuer. Gibson, Scheuer, Hack, Chris Cox, your top four. Michael Vitale on the bottom side, battling it out with the 88 of Grant Wesley. Now the 318 of Eddie Neal's going to battle it out with Michael Vitale. He's got that 213 car down low. Up front, Rick Gibson starting to pull away from Scott Scheuer in the 57. Clayton Hack running in P3 right behind the 57, and he's got Chris Cox in the 515 right behind him. Grant Wesley in the 88 is P5. These cars are running super close together. The 88 thought about going a little bit lower than the 515. Rick Gibson in the 38 still has the lead. We are at halfway this time by. Rick Gibson, Scheuer, Cox, Wesley, Hack, your top 5. Clayton Hack running on the high side of the 88. Gets into that outside wall. He's able to hold on to it. Dives down low. Will the 88 car have anything on the high side? Wesley gets into the outside wall. Side by side on the backstretch. 88 car slide job. Hits that flat. At the line, it is Hack. They are side by side on lap 28 of 50. Wesley runs a cut down line. Hack into the outside wall. Holds on to it in that 43, and Wesley gets into the outside wall. Both drivers beating down the wall here and battling each other at the same time. Up front, Rick Gibson, Chris Cox. Oh, Cox in front of Scheuer. Scheuer in hard under the inside fence. Let's take a look at Scheuer and Chris Cox here. That was hard contact. 515 behind the 57. That's Scheuer up high. 515 coming with the slide job. Clears the front. And Scheuer hits him in the rear bumper. So it was not a great slider, but he did clear the front end, and Scheuer hit him square in the rear bumper there. Go on the nose cam here. Kind of parks it on the nose of the 57. He didn't get much momentum on that, though. So, my call is an ill-advised slide job. But the 57, could he have cut down? I don't know.
Well, neither. I made the announcement for either of them if they felt it was on them totally to own it. And didn't hear anything, so... Again, this is really just a fun run. Championship's been clinched. This is just throw down with the guys that have been around the whole season. I doubt anybody's taking this to heart.
That 515 car's got a bent up hood. The lights are off on the pace truck. I don't see a straight rear spoiler on the track. 57 of Scheuer might have went in for a quick repair. So the 57 has a straight race car. The 38 is not in bad shape. As the green flag comes back out, 38 car of Gibson will slide up and get to that outside line. Here comes the 515 of Chris Cox. Had a good run into 1 and 2. Cox slides up into the outside wall. Michael Vitale almost goes around. These guys are going at it full speed. Letting it all hang out right here. Eddie Neal in 4th. Scott Scheuer in a repaired race car, currently in 5th. Clayton Hack in 6th. Michael Vitale in 7th. Up front, Rick Gibson has led every lap, I believe. Now, Chris Cox and Grant Wesley are going to trade sliders. It will be Wesley into P2 here. Gibson wouldn't mind seeing these two battle it out back there. Oh, around goes the 318. Eddie Neal. Not sure what happened. Let's take a look.
I don't think there was any assistance from the 57, but again, I could be wrong. I know Eddie was dead sideways on the top.
18 dives down low here. Looked like he was preparing for a slider line. Wheels are turned to the left. Gets up into the slick right at corner exit, and around he goes all by himself right in front of the 57. So up front, Rick Gibson did not want to see that caution come out. That puts his teammate to his outside on lap 35 of 50. Lights are still on the pace truck. Lights will go off on the pace truck this time by Eddie Neal trying to get back out on track. Now I do see some damage on that 38 car.
Yeah, looking at him from back here, definitely Michael Vitale, Scott Scheuer, and myself, now that I just used my second fast repair there, got the only straight spoilers, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got a lot of beat up race cars. As the pace truck exits, Eddie Neal trying to catch up to the field. Stillwell called it a night, it looks like. Off we go. Good start by the 38, able to clear his teammate. Stays on the high side. Both drivers in the 38 and the 88 on the high side. We do have an Animal Racing 1, 2, 3 currently at the front of the field. Chris Cox is P4. Clayton Hack, P5. Michael Vitale, P6. Eddie Neal, P7. Gibson, believe it or not, running away from that 88. It has been hard to beat Grant Wesley this year. You heard the 38 say that same thing in his interview, but the 38 car getting it done tonight Up front, Rick Gibson on lap 38 of 50. Grant Wesley, Scott Scheuer changed his line a little bit. He's running a little bit lower than those in front of him. Chris Cox running the high line right up on the cushion. Don't look now, 88 cars coming on lap 40 of 50. Will he repeat a victory? Dives down low, slide job coming, slides up in front of the 38, hits that bump there in turn 4 and loses momentum. Rick Gibson able to hold on to the lead. Gibson, Wesley pulling away from Scheuer and Chris Cox. We saw in the last race that the animal racing drivers had long run setups in. Both of those drivers running the high side. Chris Cox dives down low to challenge the 57 of Scheuer. Wesley takes over the lead on lap 43 of 50. Sticks the pass. Didn't catch it, but let's see if we can take a look at the pass. Here is the 88. Slides down underneath. Oh, the 38 gets into the outside wall. That will give the lead to the 88. Once that 88 gets out front, it's going to be hard to catch. Rick Gibson in P2, Scott Scheuer P3. Chris Cox right to the rear bumper. The 515 wants another podium finish. He's going to have to get by the 57 in the next 6 laps to secure that podium finish. The 515 getting a great run off of turn 4. Scheuer sideways right in front of Clayton Hack. That will bring out the caution. So that will put the 57 in the back. Oh, Chris Cox into the back of the 57. Again, as you heard Clayton, hopefully they settle that amongst themselves. There's the 515, gets into the outside wall. A little bit of net code maybe, can't really tell where the front of that 515 is at, but definitely sends the 57 around. So we only have a few laps left to go here. 47 of 50 completed. Lights are still on the pace truck. All drivers still on the track except for Stillwell, I believe, disconnected.
I'm in the middle of a teammate sandwich back here.
Battle it out.
I got to figure out a way around Michael.
You don't get to do this often in that 43 car. You got some beat up race cars around you too. Your car's in pretty bad shape also.
Yeah,
so pretty even back there. So let's go.
I went to the top and just ripped the cushion really good off of 4 for once. and I just saw Scott sideways in front of me. He just locked the brakes and tried to turn down out of the way. And he just gained ground on him too soon, locked on the brakes, slid the right rear sideways into him there. So I'm sure I got some right rear damage, but that just means less to worry about catching the wall, I guess, right?
That's it, man. All right, here we go. Grant Wesley with a great restart, gets out front in the 88. Rick Gibson, P2. Chris Cox in the final podium position. Michael Vitale on the outside looking in, battling it out with the 43 of Clayton Hack. Vitale dives down low. Boy, that 88 car went way high on corner exit. Two to go. Last lap. 38 sends it. Doesn't have room to slide the 88. They make contact. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Gibson in the 38 down low. Wesley on the high side. Coming off of turn 4. Wesley will take the win. Gibson second. Chris Cox P3. An identical finish to the last race. We'll get a word with your top 3 here momentarily. Don't think there's any straight sheet metal left on the track here. We'll get a word with Chris Cox once they get their photo and get up in the booth. Again, identical finish to the previous Pro Late Model race. Wesley followed by Gibson and Cox. There is Grant Wesley in the booth waiting on the 515 of Chris Cox here. There is Chris Cox in the 515. Chris, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, I do.
Man, that looked rough out there in that 515. Looked like a lot of fun. How did your night go?
Well, it was like throwing a brick in a washing machine. You just had to bounce off everything to get somewhere.
Yeah, man.
Bounced off a couple cars. Didn't really mean to do that, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, the top is super quick here, but man, it gets rough late race. And gosh darn, that car looked like it was a handful, man. But you were able to bring it home in P3 on the final race of the inaugural Outlaw Racing League season. So, man, I bet you're looking forward to week 2 or season 2. My apologies.
Yeah. Just hope it don't go bad. Just gotta keep that head. Just keep head forward, keep the forward momentum up, and just hope we go in the right direction and hope it works out.
Yeah, man, I have very little doubt that you won't keep it going in the right direction. So, who do you want to thank on that 515 for your second podium of the night?
I'd like to thank MJC Desktop Fabrications, you for streaming this, Clayton for you for admitting and streaming this, Clayton for admitting too, everybody for showing up, everybody, just basically everybody that's involved. Just that's it.
All right, man. Good run in the 515. 2 podiums to end the season. Start off your next season 2 with a bunch of victories.
Thank you.
All right, man. Rick Gibson in the 38 car led most of the race, brought the 38 home P2. Rick, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Man, that track looked super rough. How'd it feel from the seat?
Oh, it was a handful for sure. Fun. It's a fun track. I mean, definitely got to get up and get your elbows up and race. But I like running there, even though it's pretty one lane dominant up on the top. So yeah, just fell short there a little bit.
Yeah, man. Once that cushion pushes up towards the wall, it just gets so rough, man. It's hard to judge. But you guys did a well of a job. You got up there and hit it most of the time. Sometimes you hit the wall, but you hit the line most of the time. You led most of the race, finished second to your teammate, man. Who do you want to thank on that 38 for your P2 finish?
Yeah, thank everybody for coming out and racing. You guys, as always, for putting this thing on, and I mean, Animal Racing, myself, Vicious Graphics. It's just we're all out here to have fun and race and try and put on a show. So what you guys did this year for putting it on and taking the time out of your guys' day to let us come out here and have fun is really appreciated. So pretty much I just want to say thank you guys.
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure for sure. Great run, and we'll see. I'll be watching next season.
Yeah, hopefully I could finally get the top spot on next season. So we'll be back. We'll try.
Keep digging.
Alrighty, buddy. We'll do.
Have a good night.
You too.
88 car of Grant Wesley moves up 3 from the starting position. Grant, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, the 88, you came off the top early. It was a rocket ship. I mean, there was no comparison to when you hit that top. I believe it was turn 2 exit. That thing flew off the high side, man. Once that cushion got a little skinny, boy, it was iffy. How did it feel from the seat?
I've never rode a bull, but I'm pretty sure it was similar. It was rough. Yeah, but no, as you alluded to there, I mean, the car had tons of speed. I was a rocket ship in a heat race. The car was fast. But yeah, we got that invert for the feature. And I was just kind of tiptoeing the first 2 laps and then ended up getting in a little trouble and knocked the rear spoiler out of it. And the car it went from being good to having no traction at all. So I was just driving the wheels off it after that. And then, mid-race, I got caught up in an incident, ended up towing. And it wasn't 2 laps after I got back on track with the fast repair. I freaking dinged up the right side in the spoiler again. So, but yeah, that top side, it got really thin. It was a lot of fun racing with my teammates up there for the win.
Yeah, battled it out. That's your second win. If you're going to end the season as a champion in 2 races that didn't really play a factor, you might as well win them both, my friend. And you came out here and put on a heck of a show, as you always do. It has been an absolute pleasure watching you drive this season. I'll be watching next season also, man. And I look to see that 88 car up front almost every week, man. Super smooth. You got the Iceman title for a reason. Great run by that 88, man. Who do you want to thank for your crown jewel victory at Port Royale?
Yeah, that's my first crown jewel win here on Tuesdays, so that's pretty awesome. It's the perfect way to cap the season off. And also, I'll give a mention to Clayton Hack here. I'm looking at the race results. He had the quickest lap time, so turns out he may be able to do more than just admin. He might be able to drive too.
Don't say that. You'll lose him as an admin.
I know.
I'll be on the track next season, boys.
You can always hire an admin.
That's true. But yeah, so I'd like to thank A&J Landscaping, just all the sponsors for this season. I can't say it enough. I really appreciate everything you guys do for this league. A&J Landscaping, Gears Unlimited, Billy Roberts, Vitale Motorsports, Tight Lines Apparel, Clayton, Joe, Got Your Six Racing Network. Thanks to all of you guys for everything you do. Animal Racing, my teammates, Scott, Rick, Ryan, Zane, My friends and family for watching as always, and last but not least, my girlfriend Brittany.
Is Zane Walters the Icon Sim Sports guy?
No, I don't believe.
Do you know if he was associated with them way back when?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you on that one.
Huh. That name sounds familiar, man. Great run by that 88. Congratulations on a fantastic season, and I wish you a great night.
Hey, thanks.
All right, man. All right, Clayton, last thoughts.
Just super proud of these guys and everything we accomplished this season. Looking forward to season 2 as always. I can't believe I was 0.2 of a second faster than our series champion in the feature. I definitely just put together one lucky lap there. There was no talent behind that, but man, it was a fun time out there on the track. Wish I could do it more with the guys. Like for season 2, we might put up a couple fun nights throughout the week, keep everybody interacting a little bit more than they already do. Give me some time to go out there and run with the guys. They definitely know how to put on a show, and sometimes I want to be a part of it. Tonight was definitely one of them. I figured with the season and the funds already locked in, why not? So jumped out there, had a fun time. But yeah, don't ask me to run a super late model at Port Royal again. My hands are sweating. I feel bad for my wheel having to crank on it so much, but definitely was a fun time. The whole season is just, I mean, every single lap we've turned all season has just been an improvement from start to finish. These guys have been awesome to work with. I can't wait to see what we do for season 2.
Yeah, man. Again, congratulations on a successful first season. First seasons are always tough. A lot of iRacing leagues do not make it past the first season, man. But not a ton of cars, but I think you have a solid foundation. I thank you for allowing me aboard to broadcast. It's been super cool to hang out with you in the booth, man. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck moving forward, and I'll be watching, man. Who knows? I might jump into one of your recruitment races one of these days and see what I got left in my old body. See if I can still even drive a iRacing car. But yeah, man, congratulations, and I look forward to future success from the Outlaw Racing League.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. None of this would be a show or a process without you. So you're definitely a huge part in this. I can't thank you enough. I still be around for Friday Night Lights as always. There's never really gonna be a goodbye between the two of us, but we're definitely gonna miss you over here at Outlaw. Again, you're always more than welcome. I don't think your name will ever be pulled out of the league just for having you in there to come hang out, come watch, come run, whatever you want, man. The table's open. You know there's a seat at the table for you at all times. I can't thank you enough for the opportunity over there at Friday Night Lights. Thank you for being a part of this, man. And season 2 is only going to be better, brother.
Yep, you're more than welcome, and I'll be watching, my brother. I wish you a great night.
Yes, sir. You as well.
All right, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is season 1 of the Outlaw Racing League. Greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, they won't be racing next week, but the following week they will on the 18th. So tune in. Season 2 is going to be better than season 1. And until next time, we'll see ya.
When people hear a Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom, 2 words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Valhalla Project a place our fallen heroes truly live on forever.